Hi everyone, mega shout out to you, CV coach here. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Hello everyone, glad to have you here. Raisy's Kitchen, mega shout out to you. Reina Ngoso Art and Lifestyle, mega shout out to you. How are you? Glad to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. Glad to have you here. Today I'm coming in with a new guest. Last week we had an awesome guest. 2 weeks back, an amazing software developer and engineer. And last week we had a life coach, Louis Slade. So we still got the videos online. On one of the videos, we got over 1,100 views in just a day. It's just amazing, how people are responding to the videos that are uploaded. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. So today, for coming in, I'm bringing a nurse practitioner who has been in the nursing industry for a long time. She'll be telling us about it. So if you're online, you can share us out. Let your friends know what's happening. Get into the different groups. Let them know we are live, and then let them be a part of it. Mega shout out to you. So I'm just going to share out while I bring up the banner while we do that. Yeah, Matt Nikki, mega shout out to you. How are you? Glad to have you here. Now, when you're coming in, please, if you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, just do us that favor of subscribing to the YouTube channel. We are close to 5,000 subscribers, which is just amazing. So we need more people. Let's push it above the 5 grand. Hey, Brian Darius, how are you doing? Nice to see you here. Mega shout out to you. If you know you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, CV Coach 216, please do. We're close to the 5,000 mark. It would be good to have a grand uh, entry into 5,000 subscribers. Please do that, do that, do that. Then we know that the next target is going to be the 10 grand. How are you, Brian? How are you doing? You okay? Mega shout out to you. Thank you so much for coming in here. Thank you so much. I'm just going to share myself out now. Extra helper, mega shout out to you. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for coming in, Brian. How are you? How was your sleep? I hope you had a nice time yesterday. You're tired. Yeah, so what do you do with yourself? You didn't go to bed on time, I'm sure. You know, but how are you doing? How are you getting on? I hope you're okay now. I hope you're okay. Oh, you need to rest. You need to rest, Brian. You need to rest. You need to take some time off, you know, and catch some good sleep. Yeah, glad to have you here anyway. Okay, then have a nice night. What's the time now in the Philippines? It's going to be different time, I'm quite sure. Now, before you go, Brian, don't forget, leave me a comment, possible, and then subscribe to the channel if you've not done that. Reina Ngosi, so glad to have you here. Bolauti Miso, what does that mean? Uh, I'm just sharing myself out now. Let me see if I can quickly share myself out while we're waiting for our guest. Bolatu is me. Okay. Oh, that's good. I hope I pronounced it right. I'm still trying to learn my Tagalog here, so still getting there. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you came. No, thank you so much. Bolatu is my channel. I thought you said Bolatu is me. Bolantoy. Okay. Thanks so much for that. Grateful. Thanks for the lesson. CK Media, mega shout out to you. Glad to have you here. I hope you saw me in your channel today. CK Media, we have to talk about that guy, you know. Was he beaten? Was he put on that duress to speak? What happened to the guy? Different from the guy who was so bent on making sure that Mr. Suleiman, or or that prophet or pastor or whatever, gets dealt with as a result of the issues that they had. But it looks as if he was stressed, just like Cherish Olivia rightly said. He had two shirts, one shirt in two different locations. So was he pushed to come in and do the confession or just to do the apology? You know, yeah, Toys and Carissa's World One, mega shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. So glad to have everyone here. So glad to have everyone here. CK Media, thank you so much for coming in. So glad to have you here. Thank you so much. Those people that came in last week, I think Louis is still saying that he's going to give out a free session to everyone that came in last week. So if you came in last week, there's opportunity for you to Jennifer Jackson TV, mega shout out to you. Yeah, CK Media, things are happening. I'm telling you. No, I left my comments there. And one of the things I said in that comment was that, you know what, like in our country, Nigeria, you have money, that's it. If you don't have the cash, you can't do nothing. No? Yeah, the one who has the cash is the one who talks more. So sometimes I think to be on the safe side is good for someone to just avoid all these unnecessary issues that will come up, as a result of all those things. That man would have just gone, find a way to just leave the whole scene, leave the thing, because you can't fight those people. You can't fight them. You can't challenge them. They are just there, you know. Let me just call my guest and see. Because those people, you can't fight them, CK Media. You know what I'm talking about now. Going to fight them is just like you're going to fight a wall. It's just like somebody saying that, yeah, you said it. Once he knows he does not have money, he's not rich, then he should respect himself and just leave the scene. Leave the whole thing, let them go. Because fighting Apostle Suleiman is like you want to fight the whole of the whole church and everyone who is involved with him. I don't think it's the right thing at all. He would have left the matter and then just move on. Mega shout out to everyone. Today I'm bringing in a nurse practitioner. She's been in the industry for quite a while. So what I try to do in this channel is to see how we can bring in people who have been able to, I say who have success stories, coming in from different parts of the world and then making it here, getting involved. But not just them, we can bring in other people too who have started off a business. Like we brought in Louis Slade the other time, which was last week, and he was really involved. And yeah, CK Media, you're right. He has followers. He was really involved in what we're doing, talking to us, telling us on what we can do. I was really amazed at what he was doing, which is quite true. So it's just awesome. It's just awesome. Yeah. So what we do in this channel is this: we just try to help people. It's like a networking channel. We network each other. We get to meet each other. We get to know each other. So if you are there and the way you say, well, I want to appear on this channel, I want to be able to reach somebody. Please get in touch. Let's link you up and let's see. We can be of help to you. Maybe you need advice. We have somebody who can come in. Then we'll bring the person in who will be able to help you. So if you're overseas and you're thinking, okay, what's the best way out of that place? How do I get to this place? What do I need to do? Anything you need, just let us know. If we don't know it, we'll be able to link you up with somebody who can help you. But the most important part of it is that we try focusing on making sure that people get into the right jobs that they need to get into. Sometimes people are in different professions that they are not really happy about. They are not really, it's not what they want to do, So we try and link them up with the right people who will be able to support them towards getting into that profession that they need to get into. Jennifer Jackson TV, mega shout out to you. Mega shout out to you. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. And how are you? So I'm just waiting for the guest. So I'll send the link to her. How was your week? How was your week? Come in, please. Mega shout out, all. I'm just coming, please. Yeah. No audio, CK. I'm trying to see how I can bring the guest in. We can't hear you. Okay, I'm trying to bring the guest in. I'm just telling her how she can use the link. Yeah, but you need to click on that link. I don't click on the link. I can't see you. You need to come to the background. Yeah. Guys, sorry about that. I'm trying to see how I can bring the guest in. She's trying to log in from the back, then we'll just start off. Please hit the like button. That would be better if you not hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button, please. Yeah, thanks so much for that. Yeah, Jennifer Jackson, well done. CK Media, I don't know if you can, maybe you need to get in touch with the main guy himself and see how you can interview him, if that will be possible. I don't know how you're going to do that, but something could be done. We've got 139 people watching right now. This is amazing. CK, okay. Let me just see how I can bring the guest in, and then thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. CK, why do you think it's not easy? I think you can do it. All it depends on your networking with the people around. It depends on your networking. It depends on how you can get the people, what you need to do. I'm hearing anything from my end here. Is it? No. Jennifer Jackson, can you hear me? Because it would have been easy if the guy, if even he can speak in the background without really showing his face, CK Media would have been something that is good. But I don't know how he's going to do it. Okay, I think our guest is here now. CK Media would have. Okay, that's good. Good. Very well. Welcome, everyone. We have our guest here. So glad to have you here. Sorry about I like your background, very clear.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're with the nursing uniform. Thank you so much. I want to first of all introduce Effie to you. She's a nurse practitioner, and I hope I got it right. Nurse practitioner.
That's right.
Okay, yeah. Nurse practitioner. She's been in the nursing industry for quite a long time,
Yeah.
and she knows all. But before she came into UK, she was working in a bank as a bank manager. Yeah. And then she came into UK and went straight into nursing. So she's well versed in both the financial side and the and the health side. So so welcome here. So let's go straight to the point. Let's go straight to the questions. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much. I know out of your busy schedule, you came in now. So tell us about yourself.
Okay. So how would you want me to address you first of all?
I think you addressed me as CV coach, not Pastor Ogie here.
Okay. Okay. So good evening, everybody, and thank you so much, CV coach, for inviting me. I'm very, very excited to be here. Yes, in my uniform. So my name is Efe Obiako. I'm a nurse, a district nurse, and I'm into developing nurses. And apart from that, I'm also a minister of the gospel. I have my own platform where I empower women. I'm married. I have children. So basically, that is it about myself.
Good. So I just brought in the poster now, but we're going to be getting there to talk about this. A woman of substance. We're going to be getting there, so much that we're going to take in. Now, if I don't respond to your comments, I'm not ignoring you, but I'm just here with the guests. Explain to us what you do as a nurse. You said you're a nurse, district nurse practitioner,
Yeah. So as a district nurse, usually I do two things. There are two aspects to my role. So I visit patients in the community. So it's like bringing the nursing role or the nursing care from the hospital to the community, to the patient's home. And for example, a patient could be on insulin, an injection, when they go into the hospital. And in coming out, being discharged from the hospital, they need support, either due to lack in manual dexterity or their mental state or the environment. The district nurses go in to support the patients by giving them that injection. And so that's just an example. Then in supporting staff with development, I do training as well. So I train staff, I support them in the community to ensure that their skills are up to standard and help them develop their knowledge and their skills. So basically, in summary, that's what I do.
Beautiful. Wow, this is amazing. We've got 199 people watching right now. This is amazing. So how did you get into nursing? So many of
great.
them are they're gonna learn so much today.
Brilliant. So, like you said, I was a banker when I came into the country. I had 3 little children when I came in, and somebody told me about nursing. I was trying to get back into banking or into the financial world, but somebody told me about nursing, and then nursing, nurse training was free. They will provide support for you, your family, and so on. And that was how I applied and went for the interview. And then I got admitted and I started studying nursing. So personally, that's what I did.
Oh
I
my
think
God. This is amazing. Because if you look at it, you came from Africa, different background, different people, banking, different background, different knowledge, came into UK, went into nursing with 3 kids, and then not only working in, you now started working in an environment where it's like working as a district nurse. Man, this is
yeah,
amazing. Now,
yeah.
one other thing is this: somebody might be watching. Do you need a degree to become a nurse in United Kingdom?
No, you don't. The basic thing they need, what the basic things required are your English and your
Mhm.
maths.
Wow.
Once you have that, you should be able to, and you have the number of credits to get into, so that's what we say, to get into the university, you'll be able to get into university.
This is amazing because some people right now be thinking, oh, I need a degree because I didn't go to school. I don't have previous degree. I can't become
No,
a nurse. I will have to settle to become a healthcare assistant. Why would
no.
somebody settle for becoming a healthcare assistant? Because what, it's as if there's a background. No, is there? Okay. Because if you look at it, a healthcare assistant's money, you can't compare it with nursing. Let's forget about the money. The knowledge that you get, you can't
Yeah,
compare it. And now you don't need a degree to become a nurse.
no.
Wow.
You don't need a degree to become a nurse. However, it's very interesting now. You can get into nursing. So you're having graduate nurses, people who have studied whatever course they have studied, whatever field they were in, can come into nursing now. And as a healthcare assistant, if you want to study nursing, it's easy.
Ha. Now, what we're going to do is this. In the description box, I'm going to leave your details there. Anyone that want to get in contact with FA to know more about it, remember she told you she trains, she's a nurse practitioner. She can help you get into it or give you an advice on the path in which you need to take. Now,
Yes.
let's go to the next question, which is quite close. What skills do you need to become a nurse? Because the reason why I'm asking you this is that somebody is coming in from a different background, whether you are a lawyer, mechanical engineering, English language, whatever course you've read, you can come in. So, what skills do you need?
The beauty about nursing and the beauty about most professions today is skills are transferable.
Mhm.
So as long as you can communicate effectively, and when I say communicate effectively, you like English might not be your first language. You have a lot of nurses who English is not their first language.
Yeah.
And in no disrespect to them, they can't really make a full, complete sentence in the English language, so to speak.
Yeah.
But they can communicate effectively. So whatever they are trying to communicate, you will understand. And whatever the patient is trying to, whatever they're trying to communicate with the patient will understand. They will understand, also understand you. So you need to have
Mhm.
communication skills. You have good writing skills,
Mm.
which should be legible. That's the important thing about that, being legible, because somebody who can't make a complete sentence in the Queen's language might not be able to write so effectively. But they develop those skills. But I'm just saying the skills you will need to get into nursing. You should be a team player, and it's very interesting that at the interview they try
Mhm.
you on that one. They could give a question and expect that you will listen to others and also be listened to. So if you come in and want to be the only one to speak, you would
Mm.
have failed that interview. You need a bit of computer skills. You should be able to know how to prioritize your time. So everything I'm listing now, you kind of find out that in most professions, these are the things you actually need. you need, they're just transferable skills. But when you get into nursing, you'll develop these skills and also gain nursing skills. So for example, when I talked about injection, that's a skill I gained when I started the nursing career.
Yeah. Wow.
So there's nothing limiting anyone who wants to study nursing.
Nothing. This is just amazing. Because you see, you were going to say something. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was saying there's nothing limiting anyone from going into nursing, because the skills, most even when they're young, they have these skills because you're able to mix with people, you're able to listen to people, you're able to work in a team. These skills are usually common, amongst various or different professions. So it's not a difficult thing to go into. Nursing is not a difficult profession to go into.
Wow. You see, the major thing, like if you're coming to CV Coach, you can go to our website, check our website. What we do is this. We know quite well that there are lots of professionals from Africa. There are lots of people that can communicate. English is our first language. But when they come in, they settle for lesser jobs, or they settle for whatever comes in. Now, bringing these professionals here to speak with you now, we're trying to show you that, you know what, anything is possible for you.
Yeah.
Because you can communicate, you can
Yeah.
learn how to write, you can learn how to use computer,
Yeah.
and then you just get into the skill and move on. So in other words, what you're trying to do here is find a way for you to get into the right profession, and it's never too late.
No,
It's
it's
never too
never too
late.
late. No.
Because FA came from Nigeria, banking, straight into healthcare, and she's
Yeah.
moved so far.
Yes. And I had I had my children were little children then. So there's no excuse.
So if anybody is saying out there that, you know what, I don't know how I'm going to get in, how do I start? Where do I start? All you need to do is leave a comment in the box, like this video, share it with people, and say, I want to get in contact with you, CV Coach, and I'll link you up with FA straight away. But before she leaves, we're going to get her channel, and I'll tell you more about her. We still got more questions. You see, this period from March 23rd to date was really tough in United Kingdom. And you, as a nurse, I know that you've really done a lot. But my next question is about COVID. As the world is battling this COVID-19 pandemic, frontline health workers like yourself are among the most vulnerable groups at risk of mental health problems. How did you manage?
It's very interesting because when the onset of COVID brought a lot of fear.
Yeah.
And if we can remember, where there was lockdown and there was nobody on the road except healthcare professionals, and it brought a lot of fear. Now, for most of us that braved it, we had to go and see. Remember, nobody really knew anything about COVID, knew much about COVID. There was the fear that if you even breathe, you will catch COVID.
Yeah.
You'll get infected. But there were some of us who braved it, and we had to see patients because the ailment that a patient has does not recognize that there is COVID, and therefore it's going to put its effects and symptoms and signs on hold while COVID blows away and then it takes over again. They still needed their care. So it was a lot of pressure on the staff that were working because we had staff shielding, we had staff who had COVID, we had staff who were, in bubbles and protecting themselves. It was a lot of pressure. But you see, if you love your job, if you love what you're doing, COVID or no COVID, you're like a soldier. You're ready to go to war. And we marched on.
Wow. I love that. You said if you love your job, if you love what you're doing, COVID or no COVID, you've just got to move on. But how was it for you as a foreigner who's coming in, experiencing this kind of thing for the first time? How did you cope?
With COVID? Well, I come from a country that has been through thick and thin, wide and narrow. And the country I come from believes in, braving it and going out there to do what you have to do, because you have to do it both
That's
for
it.
the people, both for the patients. You have to do it for society, because when we talk about these patients, we're talking about the NHS. The
Mm.
patients are part of the NHS. The
Yeah.
nurses are part of the NHS. So when
Yeah.
we are going out, we're representing the NHS. We
Yeah.
are protecting the society, so to speak. So personally, where I'm coming from, it was just one of those challenges we had to fight on. We had to march on. There were different issues that were raised while it was going on. Even now, you have to take the vaccine and so on.
Mm.
Those challenges are there, but it doesn't stop us from putting on our uniforms, like I put mine on now, to represent
Wow.
every nurse in the
Wow.
NHS and in the
Wow.
United Kingdom and all over the world. COVID or no
Wow.
COVID, we are ready to provide care any day, anytime, and anywhere.
I think you deserve a round of applause for that. All the nurses, all the nurses in the UK,
Thank you.
all those in the National Health Services. Yeah, because it was just amazing. That period, I work as a health and safety consultant, and I had to go to work. Sometimes you see people putting on PPE. We had people who passed on as a result of COVID, lost the use of their legs as a result of COVID. It was a
Yeah,
serious issue because nobody understood what was going on. You
yeah,
know, you
yeah.
you you are just amazing, and we applaud you a lot. You said
Thank you.
something now. Thank you. Welcome. You said you're a mother with kids. You have your own business. You are running a group for women. How do you cope?
Well, I talked about being able to prioritize as one of the skills you have, um, which you can develop over years. But in nursing, it's something you actually need. It's something you have to have. So, for instance, I'll just give you an example. So, for instance, I have a patient who is on insulin, and I have a patient who has a wound. I will go to the one who's on insulin first before I go to the one who has a wound. So, I think it's the same thing about life. First of all, I come first, because without me, there's no nursing, there's no family, there's no ministry, there's no. So I
Mhm.
have to take care of me. And then my children. In fact, I always say my children is the reason why I left finance and went into nursing, because I had to go into a profession that will ensure that I have enough time for my children. And my three little beautiful children, I like to tell the world, are now undergraduates, the three of them.
That's it. Wow.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
so what I do is I prioritize my time, but most importantly, my family comes first.
That's it.
And then, yes, I have my business that I run. I try to make sure there's something that my husband says: you should be able to juggle 20 balls and make sure no one touches the ground. As you're
Wow.
juggling those balls, I add that as you're juggling those balls, there will be one that will be trying to drop and touch the ground. You prioritize that one immediately and bring it back up.
Wow.
Now, I also make sure that I don't see my day as being overloaded. I just
Hmm.
believe I can do everything and I can do all things. And
Hmm.
somehow my day goes by. I'm actually able to take care of my family. I'm actually able to do my business. I'm actually able to do my ministry work, my training. I have a company that trains. I'm actually able to do my nursing. I'm
Hmm.
actually able to do everything and enjoy everything I
Awesome. Awesome. you know, People are leaving comments here. He said that CK Media said, "We love you all for providing care to the world. God
do.
bless you all."
Oh, thank you.
You know,
Amen.
Raises Kitchen is clapping for the frontline staff.
Oh,
And
thank
then
you.
Raises Kitchen said, "God bless you all the soldiers in this war against an invisible enemy." And
Amen.
then Jennifer Jackson TV said, "Wow, another superwoman." Thank you
Amen.
so much. Thank you so much. Because FA just said it now. She's a nurse. Yeah. She's got a training firm where she trains people. She's got a
Yeah.
training business. She works with women, a
Uh-huh.
woman of substance, FM power. Here again. And she's also the pastor of a ministry. Wow. And she's still got children. So there is no excuse for anybody not being able to be what they want to be. No excuse.
Yeah.
Wow. The question that leads me to this now, is just that, tell us about the motivation around you through this pandemic and what made you feel strong to keep going. I know you answered that before, soldier for the world, a soldier to help people, but just what was that motivating thing that kept you going, even in the midst of adversity?
I had patients I needed to see. I had to provide the care that they required. And without a doubt, I was always ready in the morning to rise up and ensure that that old man who doesn't have a family, who has maybe one carer coming in the morning to give him food and then one in the afternoon, one in the evening, who had nobody to give him his injection or maybe take care of his wound or even see how he was coping, I was ready to be the one to go and give him his injection, to go and make sure his wound was healing, to go and make sure he was receiving the care he was supposed to receive. The lady, it might be an elderly lady, it might be, sometimes we had young ones as well. They could have COVID. I remember I was wearing the visor. I don't advise any nurse to do this. We're all different. We all have our different beliefs. And as I was attending to this patient, the visor that you use to cover your eyes, I couldn't see what I was doing. In order to provide nursing, high quality nursing care, I had to take off the visor to make sure I assessed the wound properly, put the right dressing on, and I was able to come back and tell the team what the situation was. So I knew that I had patients depending on nurses. So I was always ready to get up
My
and go.
God. My
And I
God.
believe that was the case. And I believe that was the case for so many nurses. As long as they could get up, breathe, and walk and go out, get into their cars and drive and get to the patients' houses, they were up and going.
Oh my God. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is so amazing and so touching. Because you see, when people don't really follow you to the feed, they don't know what you're doing.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
just feel that, you know what, the nurse is just somewhere protecting themselves. But this is you putting yourself right in front of
Yeah.
an issue or in front of the danger. Wow.
Yeah.
So,
And,
yeah, go on, go on.
and sometimes you get into the patient's house and on the desk you see a paper, COVID-19 positive. You still have
Oh
to
my,
provide the care. You
oh
have to
my
provide the
God.
care.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Now, if anybody out there is watching and you feel that, you know what, I need to just say thank you to Effie here, please leave your comments and you can send out a text. It will show so much appreciation. I know people have been saying
Thank you.
thank you for what you're doing, but this is just amazing. Look at this, just what you said now leads me to the next question. Was there ever a moment during the pandemic that you felt proud of what you were doing? You've answered
Oh,
that already.
I've already answered that. I was always
Yeah,
proud, always proud. And
yeah.
most of the patients, a lot of the patients were so appreciative. It's a very, very fulfilling role, I must say that. A lot of
Wow.
them were so appreciative. As you're coming in, they're appreciating that you have come in. We took our times. And if you can remember at the beginning, I was saying there were people who were shielding, there were people who were off sick. That
Yeah.
meant that if you were going to visit 10 patients, all of a sudden you were visiting about 20.
Wow.
Yes,
Uh,
so the workload increased, but we had to see these patients. We were working late, tirelessly. There were some days we knew there was no staff going to come in the next day. So for 7 days a week, we were working, some of us.
oh my God.
7 days. Monday, we will start again. 7 days continuously until staff started coming back. So,
Oh my
yes,
God.
yes, 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 yes,
You,
yes.
know- you know, you know, the thing about it is that as people are listening, we've got
Yeah.
227 people who are listening right now. More people are coming in, chatting and leaving. 2.2 million people died worldwide as a result of COVID.
Yes.
2.2 million people died. 600,000 people in the hospitality industry lost their jobs during this period.
Yes.
Money has been lost. So many things happening. That's why I'm bringing in an assistant professor of science next week to discuss about you need to take the COVID vaccine or not. So he's going to
Okay.
be here next week. So don't miss it. 6 p.m. I'll be here again. But just one more, we've still got some questions. Was there ever a
Fine.
moment that challenged you during this COVID?
I would say yes, especially when we had this the workload where it increased, and of course there'll be burnout. So there were times where it was a bit tiring. So that was highly challenging. And then I had two friends who suffered from COVID. In fact, they were the first people we heard it from that talked about loss of the sense of smell and the loss of the sense of taste before it was known. So there was the worry, so that was terrible as well, to work and then think of that, like you have two friends who are going through it. I never
Yeah.
thought that I would be affected by it or contact it.
Mm.
And there are people who think this the way I do. So yes, there were times where did feel a bit challenged. And then now it's interesting. You said you were going to bring a professor.
Yeah.
There is the pressure of, are you taking the vaccine? Why are you not taking the vaccine? So that as well has become a
Yeah.
challenge for a lot of health professionals.
Mm.
But in saying that, it is one of the best professions one can ever go into.
Oh my
And
God.
it is so fulfilling. I think there are challenges in every profession. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But
So
but
that
at
was
this
it. Yeah.
time, yeah,
Mm.
but at this time there was so much challenge for those in the
A lot.
frontline workers. It was a lot because we didn't understand it. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And you remember at the beginning, we will be at work and by the time we are ready to go to the shops, all the shelves will be empty. You
yeah,
remember the healthcare professionals went through
yeah,
that as well.
yeah.
But at the I think it has been it's a lot better now than it was
Mm.
at the beginning of last
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
It's quite, in helping with this question, it was quite a challenging time because I lost a friend just in January or so. He passed on and he was buried last week. He died from COVID. And I had another friend who lost the use of his leg because he was in the intensive care unit for about 3 months on ventilator. So it was quite tough for him, quite a challenging time. But you see, what's one advice here? Why should a person not become a nurse?
Well, if you with most professions or a lot of jobs, you can go into the job or the profession, if you whether you like it or you don't like it, you're just there to make money and you leave.
Yeah.
You wake up, go to your job, you're complaining, but you don't like what you're doing, but at least it puts food on the table. You can do that with computers. You can do that with any, like banking. You can do that. You put on a front smile and smile at customers as they come in. But when it comes to nursing, you're actually dealing with people and their lives. So somebody who's coming into a bank, you're dealing with them. They take their money, the customer takes their money and they go. But when you're dealing with patients, you're dealing with them and their lives.
Hmm.
So if you are not a people's person, or you're not somebody who can be a nurse, it
Yeah.
is better not to go into it. And
Hmm.
I'll give you an example. It is not my role. What I'm going to say now might sound a bit dirty or nasty. It's not my role to give a patient a cleanup, an elderly patient who is about 80 or 90 years old in bed. They can't get out of bed. I'm there to give them their insulin. And now they've opened their bowels on themselves. So some people call it number two or feces or whatever you may call it. But I was there to give them insulin. I wouldn't give them the insulin and walk away. I would
Hmm.
clean them up. And that is
Wow.
nursing. In nursing, you are taking care of your patient holistically. So I go into a patient's home. The home is maybe filthy, dirty. They're elderly, for instance. I'm focusing on the elderly patients. They can't clean up. I will contact social services. I won't tiptoe into the house, give my insulin or the medication or wound or whatever I need to do, and then tiptoe out. No, I will be contacting social services. The environment in which this patient is living is not suitable. is not conducive. Something
Yeah.
has to be done urgently. So if you know, I'm speaking to those that want to go into nursing, if it is
Yeah.
something that you would not enjoy, I would advise you not to go into it. But if you would love to be a nurse, it is so, so fulfilling.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So in other words, you're not just going there to just carry out your job. You
No?
see something that is not right.
Yeah.
You take your time. So you must have a heart of compassion.
Oh, yes. You must have a heart of compassion. I can give an example. I went to visit a patient. This patient was discharged from hospital some days ago. The patient was on insulin. When I got there, this lady was a bit confused. She had soiled herself and so on. I didn't walk away. I waited. The carer came. I contacted the care agency. I contacted so many people. This lady cannot be left like this. She must be well taken care of. And that
Wow.
is the role of a nurse. If you have to contact the GP, physio, OT, whoever you need to network with, you have to.
Wow. 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 God bless you so much. Because hearing all this, somebody's just thinking, wow, because every time you go to the hospital, some nurses, you see the way they behave, you're thinking, are they all this way? But you've just given us a different image of who they are. This is just
Yes,
amazing.
yes.
But look at this next question. If you could give yourself a piece of advice in January 2020, which was last year, what advice would you give yourself to walk through this pandemic? Is there anything you would have done differently?
At the beginning of the pandemic, I had a bit of fear. And with that experience, now, whatever the pandemic is, I have to remember what I signed up for. So there shouldn't be that fear. Um, and I will continue to do what I later on picked up and continue to do, which was putting on my uniform and going to work like somebody who goes to war. So what my advice to myself will be, next time, pandemic or no pandemic, there will be no room for fear. I will just get up and go and do what I have to do.
Oh my God, this is so amazing. And I hope people are listening to this because some people are thinking of they want to get into nursing for the money. It's a heart of compassion first. You must
Yes,
have that heart, take off that fear, just be brave to see
yes,
each day come to pass.
yes,
You know,
yes, yes,
wow. Because you see, with the way I'm looking at things, there is a link between your pastoral work coming to impart your nursing and then coming to impart your program with the women. Tell us about your women's program.
So I'm generally someone who motivates women, inspires women, and I went for a program where a lady was inspiring women, and I thought I could do this. Most of the women around me are like no disrespect to any woman, but or any lady, are like a hamster on a wheel. We wake up in the morning, we get ready, get the family ready, we go to work, we come back, we are in the kitchen, we take care of the family again, we're exhausted, we go to bed. We wake
Wow.
up again, we do the same thing. So the same thing over and over again. And most of these women have dreams, visions, things they've always wanted to do. I was speaking to a lady once and she said, I love baking. I would have loved to have a baking shop. Why haven't you had the baking shop? I
Mm-hmm.
spoke to somebody else. She said, I would like to have a school. Why haven't you set up the school? And there is no
Wow.
excuse. So when women attend my programs, they then go on to set up, they become inspired. It's a platform where you're inspired. And I'm
Wow.
not the one single handedly speaking and inspiring every other lady who comes in. We all meet up to inspire each other. And people have gone on to, some have gone on to open agencies, some have gone on to open other motivational groups, some spiritual groups, some have gone into
Wow.
book writing, some have opened up businesses. So it's a platform where women come to be motivated to do much more than they're
Wow.
doing now. And it doesn't matter what level you're at. I always say, if you feel you've earned so much, you've gained so much, how about the people around you? How about those who are in poverty? You can set up a charity. There's so many things you can do. So it's a place where women come, and they don't just come to listen. I always expect that they come back with testimonials of what they have achieved with the information they gained.
Oh my God, this is amazing. This is amazing. So it's like an entrepreneurial group. They come in redundant, and you make them, they turn out entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's like, now, if any woman there among these 147 people listening and those who are chatting with us there, you want to attend any of those events, now leave a comment in the box below so that you can attend, because an event where women come in redundant, they have a business plan. You know, I was watching one of these stuff they send around to the Women's Day. The guy was interviewing some group of people. In this job, you work 24 hours. You can't have lunch until your associates have lunch. There is no sitting down. You're standing up. Then he said, really? He said, you don't sleep. He said, really? He said, yes. It's not only that, you are not paid. He said, what kind of job is that? He said, there's somebody who is doing it now. I said, who? He said, mother.
Yeah, true.
They don't sleep. 24 hours they are standing.
Yeah.
They are the carer, they are the doctors, they are the nurses, you know? So these women who look at themselves like they can't achieve anything, how do they get there? Somebody just asked a question now. He said, Efe Obiako, you train only women?
Men are always asking that question. Yes, it's only women.
I think what you can do is your wife can go there, get the idea, both of you come together as a team and build up a business.
Yeah.
And then you can now support each other. Yeah, go on. Yes.
Well, I always say that as long as you are being paid by someone, there's only so much you can ever aspire to achieve and to be paid. Even if they're paying you £1 million a day, unless you resign and invest that money, the day they tell you to leave, your world, the person's world will just fall. So it's better to actually set up something for yourself. Do what you're doing, but set up something for yourself. And that's what we do there.
That's it. When I was in primary school, I was in primary 6. This was like 7 years you get into school, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. About 11 years, 12 years. My mom called me one day and said, Ogie, I said, yes, mom. He said, no matter how much you're paid, make sure you have a business. He said, because you might be working in an office, make so much money, live good, make cars, you're getting cars and buying houses. But the moment the money ceases, that's it.
Yes.
I asked somebody a question last week. I said, why is it that people who work hard don't become millionaires? Working 9 to 5, does it make you a millionaire? No. Because you're being paid by another person. Wow. This takes us to the next question. Yeah, go on.
I wanted to say, but it's amazing how much you can do with your mind when you focus on yourself rather than on somebody else's business. So, for instance, if I'm working, let's say I'm working in a McDonald's shop, all I'm thinking about is how to make these burgers to the standard they have desired that it should be. But if I owned McDonald's, I'll be thinking of how to set up more McDonald's shops.
Does it?
So when your mind belongs to you, even if it's for 2 hours or 9 to 5, there's so much you can produce. So much.
Oh my God, this is amazing. Based on what CK Media just asked, and I say, Efe Obiako, you train only women. The next question is this: why did you choose to work with women?
Because I interact more with her. Yeah. Why did you choose to work with this group of
people?
Because women are the ones who are usually trapped in one particular style of life and a regimented style of life. So, like I said, they will wake up. I mean, I can remember I have a colleague who will tell me she doesn't even know her money goes into the same account as her husband. She doesn't know how much goes into the account. She's going to work. She doesn't know how much goes into the account. She's in this United Kingdom. She
Oh
does not
my
buy
God.
petrol for the car. She does not know anything about bills. All she knows is she gets into the car and she goes to where she's going for work. And if she has to go for shopping, her husband will give her money for shopping. Now you would need her to attend my program for her eyes to be open. Now, she can do so much more. And
Yeah.
whatever she's doing is an addition to the growth of the family
That's
and
it.
her children as well. Because as her children are growing up, they are seeing her as a mentor.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they don't want to graduate as lawyers and sit down and not do anything, because they could get married to a man who's expecting them to use their brains
Yeah.
to contribute to the family. But if they
Hmm.
grow up in a home where the father is doing everything, they will think that is how it should be. But by the time she comes to my program, she will think of something she can do, and she will venture into it, no doubt.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I like women to hear that. It's very important that they hear it and let
Yeah,
people hear this.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
what's happening is that the children in the house sees the father as just the provider and the
yes.
mother as just the
The
one
one,
eating everything that's been brought in.
yeah, yeah,
But there's so
yeah.
much she can do.
There is so much she
Oh
can
my
do.
God.
So it's called a woman of substance,
I have
and
it.
we
Yeah.
we yeah, and we say I am positive. I don't think that part is showing. So a woman of substance, I am positive, I am ambitious,
Yeah.
and the third one is I influence my world. I'm positive,
Wow.
I am ambitious, and I influence my
It's my
world. And like
God.
I said before, everything we're doing is not just about us, it's not just about me. We're thinking about our world, and I'm thinking of how the women can move on, whatever they've dreamt of, any vision, any goal, work towards it.
Wow. 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 This is this is just amazing. With this, the women, they are positive. They are making these declarations and confessions about
Yeah,
where they want to go, where they want to find themselves, and they are
yeah,
going for it. This
yes,
is just amazing. You see, in this program, we bring in the best. I would say we bring in the best. We look for people that will inspire others to come in and do something. When I came into this country, I couldn't just do anything. I was a graduate from Africa, graduate from Nigeria. I was thinking, what am I going to do? And I had to start looking for many jobs to do. But immediately I said, you know what? This is it. I can't do
yeah,
this anymore. I
yeah,
didn't go to university for 4 years to come out to start doing some kind of jobs. I said, no, there must be change.
yeah,
This
yeah.
leads me to my next question.
Okay.
You pastor a church. How do you manage pastoring and working as a nurse? Because now the reason why I'm asking this is this. Some people are here, they know that the pastor is just there sitting in church, collecting the tithes and the offering and buying all the jets and everything. That's what they think. But now when they know that you pastor a church and you also work, how do you manage?
Well, the ministry I belong to, I'm actually pastoring voluntarily. So I am not making anything from my pastoral work. I'm doing it voluntarily, and like I said, anything you do, you have to enjoy, and I enjoy it. I am a people's person, and pastoring has to do with a bit of what I do on the side, which has to do with motivating and inspiring women. So when you pastor, you actually care about these people. You are motivating them, you're inspiring them to go into the world and, as a pastor, make them believe that the world belongs to them. Nothing should come. COVID is a very simple one. Nothing should come before you that you cannot walk over.
Hmm.
And it's kind of the same thing as my a woman of substance program and nursing as well. Because when I'm talking to patients, sometimes I talk to patients and they're like, I don't know why this is happening, or I think this is going to happen. And then I tell them, I'm wondering why you're so negative. Can you not be positive for once? And they'll be
Hmm.
like, oh, yeah, that's true. I like to be positive. So it's kind of the same thing running all through the nursing, a woman of substance, and pastoral work. I'm able to do all because I think I'm in that role even when I'm asleep. Let me put it that way. So even if I'm not wearing my uniform, I'm not in a woman of substance, I'm not as a pastor, I'm always thinking of how to support, how to motivate, how to inspire. And I manage all well. There's no problem. As a pastor, I have the opportunity as well, for those who allow it, to share the word of God with patients. Some will ask you to pray for them, we'll pray for them. Some of them will even ask for books, I'll give it to them. Some will ask for a link to church right now that you can't go to church, and I give it to them. So it even gives me the opportunity to use my role as a pastor elsewhere apart from the four walls of my church or online with the congregation, which is very good. I like that.
Perfect. Some of this, you see, some women will tell you, I'm a full-time housewife, I stay at home, I can't work, and one of the Pastor Chris wrote a book. I don't know how many people have read this book, Join These Chariots. And one of the things that Pastor Chris said in that book was this. Pastor said, this your job is a chariot for you to reach out to the world.
Yeah.
It's an avenue for you to reach out to people, which you have answered, which is just amazing. Now, one other question, faith or fear, what is your take on this?
Very interesting. So faith, fully anticipating it to happen. Faith, when you have faith, it's interesting though that for Christians we call it faith, but you have unbelievers not using the word faith, but actually anticipating things to happen, and they happen, but we call it faith as Christians. It's always good to have faith, because faith is the opposite of fear. So it's always good to have faith. Now, usually the first thing, if something happens, the first thing that comes to our being, what we feel, the very first thing usually is fear. But what we should feel, develop ourselves to feel, is faith. Then fear is false evidence appearing real. So it's up to you. Whatever you see, whatever comes before you, have you decided to anticipate that it's going to happen? Or do you want to look at this evidence that is false and believe that it is real? It is up to you. I personally will go for faith. I would want to anticipate that which I desire has come to pass. And that's it. And I will advise everyone else to do the same.
Yeah, cool.
Faith, not fear.
Faith, not fear.
No.
Now, this is amazing. Now, I want to first of all say thank you. We are still on. We still got some questions, but I want to say thank you to our sponsors. Thank you, Kitchen. I want to say thank you so much for sponsoring the program every Sunday. She's been doing it. Now we're going to go to the next question. Tell us now. You said you have a business. You have a training business. Tell us about the benefit of having a passive income.
Oh wow! The benefits of having multiple streams of income.
That's it.
Now, my advice to a lot of people is, if possible, if you can, don't even get a job at all. Just start your own business.
Wow.
As you start your own business, begin to grow it. Look at Amazon today. Name it. The various companies that are so big today started from somewhere. And they started very small. So my advice to people is, if you can start a business, just start a business. However, if you don't have the finances to do so, although my pastor says if you want to start a business, you can, because with faith, you anticipate and it will happen.
That's it.
Get a job. And sometimes you can actually use that job to gain experience as to how to set up your own company. So for instance, you can be working in a nursing agency, and from there you gain experience to set up your own agency. Now, it is very important that you have passive income. So you're not only depending on one source of income, which is, now when we say passive means you're just doing something on the side, and mostly it is a business that is bringing in income. So it's not a 9-to-5 job, or if it's for nurses, 8 to 8, 12 hours or 13 hours job where you're expecting a salary to come in. Now, the problem with not having a passive income is, what if this era, during this era of the pandemic, a lot of people began to realize the importance of a passive income, because a lot of people lost their jobs. Now, I'll give you an example. When I was among those who were administering the COVID vaccine, we had pilots who were now working as vaccine administrators who were administering the vaccine. We had pilots, we had flight attendants, we had medical students are in the field. We had different people from restaurants, because they had lost their jobs. Now, if they had passive income, what they would have done, especially if it was online, was to put in more time into the company that is generating the passive income. And within this period, because a lot of people have gone online to buy things, their business would have flourished. So it's very important to have passive income. And I'm speaking to anybody out there, if you do not have passive income, I'll advise you to set up something. And it doesn't matter whatever it is, as little as it may look now, it will flourish, it will grow. Wow. And the plan actually, and the goal, the target in life is, you have your job, which is bringing in a lot. Then the passive income is there, but gradually your passive income should take over, and you should leave your job and develop your organization. And when you develop your organization, you're actually helping other people, because you're going to employ more hands. So you therefore be influencing other lives as well.
Perfect.
Passive income is very important.
That question has been answered. There's nothing for me to say there. So passive income it is.
Yes, very important.
Very important. Look at those pilots who were in the plane telling us, put on your seatbelt now. No more jobs. Nobody's flying. They have to look for other jobs. So if they had a business, they would have taken that time of not flying to flourish their business.
Yes.
Wow. Another question. You see, think back to when you were 17 years. What would be your advice to a 17 years old out here today?
My advice to a 17-year-old person, a young lad or a young lady or girl, is to have a vision board. I talked about that in my program. Have a vision board and have goals. Have immediate goals, have short-term goals, and have long-term goals. Your vision board is your vision board, because you are seeing it. So you have the vision. If I tell you that I'm looking at something and it looks black, I'm looking at it, it looks black to me, even if it looks white to you. So my vision is black. So it's your vision board. Have goals from now. What do you want to do now? Work towards achieving it. What do you want to do it depends on you, what you want to call long-term. It could be that you want to go into university, you want to graduate. It could be when you graduate, what you're going to do when you graduate. So it's up to you what you want to call long-term. It's up to you what you want to call immediate. Is it that you want to do some courses? You want to get some grades, some kind of grades? It's up to you what you want to do, but have a board. When you have this vision board, stick to it. You can also change things around. It's also up to you. But have a vision board and work towards achieving everything that you put on the vision board.
Perfect. I think everybody, both 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, should have a vision board. I have a vision board. I have it with my photographs that I need, the house I want to buy, the house I want to live in, how I want to retire. Everything is on that board. And I treasure it very well. I went to a friend's house as he opened one big cupboard, like a cupboard. He had different photographs. I said, what's that? I said, these are my vision board. He's achieved everything in that place.
Yes.
Which takes, go on.
And that's what you link to fully anticipating it to happen. So each time you're looking at the vision board, you know that these things are going to happen. So for somebody who's 17, 20, whatever age, these are the things you know must happen. And as you're seeing it and you're speaking to it, it must happen.
That's it. A young man came to me about 5 years back and told me that he needed his British passport to come out. And I told him, okay, can you just go and get the photograph of the British passport? It looks stupid. But I said, just get that photograph. That will align your vision. It will align your focus because that's your vision. And you know, amazingly, he went to get it and he gave it to every member of his family, and his vision came true.
Yes.
And that was how he got his British passport.
Yes.
Now, just the next question is this. Someone out there just about hanging on a situation or life itself. What's your advice for the person?
Somebody who is hanging has not been hanged.
Beautiful.
It means you still have the strength to hang. And if the person as well is hanging on to a situation or life, and you're hanging, that means you're breathing. That means you're still alive. If you're still alive, there is hope. What you need to do now, when I have a mentor who said, if you're down, it means there's nowhere else to go but up. It's such a beautiful statement. If you're down, there's nowhere else to go but to go up. So all you need to do is not how many times you fell, is how many times you picked yourself up. That's why we have electricity today.
That's it.
There's so many things that will come before you, and they came for a reason. Once you're able to pick yourself back up, you'll be able to inspire somebody and tell them, I was there, but I picked myself back up. And then you need your vision board. When you're down there, that's when your mind is able to think of things to do. Just get a vision board. Put all the ideas that are coming, just put them there.
That's it.
And remember to fully anticipate for it to happen. Fully believe that these things must happen. And then another thing, be appreciative. When I came into this country, I was given a gift by CV coach, and the gift was a car. Then we were all coming in and we were all starting life, like we all did many jobs. When I go over a speed bump, this car will bounce. There were no shocks. Now, but this car, I appreciated it. I loved it. I used to take it to the car wash. People were taking their new reg to the car wash. Mine was an e-reg. I would take it to the car wash. I would dangle keys like everybody, not posing. I didn't even know that I was doing it. I was appreciating where I was. If you're hanging on to life, you're better than somebody else. You're always better than somebody else. Write your vision. Write your dreams. Write your goals. Put them on paper. Fully anticipate it to happen and begin to appreciate that it has happened. And you'll find yourself up again.
Wow. Now, I hope someone out there is getting something here. This is just amazing, you know. But look at what Effie said here. He says somebody who is hanging has not been hanged. If you fall down, by the time you're down, the only way to go is up. As long as you have your vision board. You know, Louis Sled said something last week. The guy who came in, you know, he went from a miserable bricklayer to a high ticketing coach. He said something. He said, get a sheet of paper. He said, when you get the sheet of paper, he says, split it into two. He said, on this side, write all the things happening. Then on this side, write where you are going. What's your focus? And that video has clocked over 1,100 views in one day.
Wow.
I just uploaded it just yesterday. People are watching it. People are leaving comments, you know, and it's just amazing. There is no giving up. There is no room to give up. There's no room for failure. In fact, every day I look at myself, I see myself as a missionary in this land, that I just have to be there to make the money that I want to make the wealth I want to make. Now, just going straight to the next question, you know, because I know we are almost getting there now. Now, there is someone here who is on the road to greatness, but is being held back by failures of ridicule. What do you have to tell them? I know you've answered this closely, but this is really cool. People are making jest of them. Why would you do this? Why would you do that? What's your advice to them?
It's a very interesting question, because you said the person is on the road to greatness. So they first of all have to know if they know they are on the road to greatness. Because if you know you are on the road to greatness, you're not listening to anybody else. Like I said, the vision is yours. It's nobody else's vision. You have to know if you are on the road to greatness. There's something I always say in my programs. You are going home. You have to get from where you are to your house. It does not matter who ridicules you. It doesn't matter who laughs at you. It doesn't matter what happens on the way. The boss man might stop and say, I'm going no further. The train might say, we're not going in that direction, but you have to get home. That is your vision, that is your target, and that is your dream. If you have to walk, you will walk home. If you have to crawl, you will crawl home. The same with the person on the road to great. You're already on the road. It does not matter. Those people who are ridiculing are the people who will come and praise you tomorrow, are the people who you would inspire to do great things tomorrow. So for anybody who has a dream, for instance, or who was working towards a goal, I will advise you to go back onto that path and go back onto that road of greatness. If you desire to achieve it, nothing and no one can stop you. It's as simple as that.
Question answered. It's just like saying, I dropped my case here. So the one that is saying, I'm being ridiculed, being laughed at, the word there is you're on your road to greatness. So the focus should be the road to greatness.
Yeah.
That should be the focus. One of the drawing is not here now. One of my managers, I was leaving the trust, the NHS trust, she gave me a painting. But every time I look at this painting, she just painted some trees running on parallel to each other and a lane in between. And then at the middle of the lane, she now drew two lanes that went back again. She just gave it to me, not knowing the interpretation. But every time I look at it, I say, on your road to greatness, there will be friends that will shield you from the outside forces. He said, but as you move on, there will be distractions on the way, which is the middle road. When I interpreted it to her, she was amazed. She said, I never thought about it, but I'll be bringing it up next week. Now, a quick one. Look at this. You don't have to know how you're going to do it. You just have to believe you can. Tell me more about this.
I would use. So if you it all comes back to our goals. It all comes back to our vision board, for instance. So you very, very, to put that easily, you've desired a particular house. You put it on your vision board. You don't have the money to buy this house yet. You don't know how you're going to get the house. My next program is about, the theme is conceive it, believe it, achieve it. As long as you can conceive it and believe in what you have conceived, you will achieve it. You don't have to think of the how. The how will come. We sit on so many chairs now. I also have a little photograph of where I explain how we began to sit on chairs.
Yeah.
In those days, well, some call it the Stone Age. Some Christians don't. We used to squat. There's a way we used to squat, and there's a way our spine goes in this curved shape. Now, when they were holding meetings, so that the elderly could be heard, or the leader could be heard, they will put a stone for them to sit on, so that their faces will come a bit higher. And then gradually they began to make things that looked in the form of a chair. They will carve it just for them to sit higher. But when the industrial age came, they began to make chairs because they needed them in the factories. But now we have all sorts of chairs, and they're different shapes, different colors, and so on. So you don't think of the how. All you need to think of, I have this skeleton. Just put all the bones on the table. When it is time, bone will come to bone. As my Bible tells me, bone will find bone. You don't have to think of how, but bone will find bone.
Wow. Amazing. Now, If you know you want to attend FA's next program, what you have to do is connect with her on YouTube, ring the bell, the notification bell, so that when the invitation comes up, you can get notified. And then when you connect with her on YouTube, watch her video, leave a comment. Now she's been talking about vision board. Let me give you an example of a vision board. This is a vision board that somebody has made. Reading room, joy, new car, travel. Have you been here everywhere yet? Trinidad and Tobago, everywhere they want to go is on their vision board. Now, everything is right there. Now, it leads me to the next question. Look at this. The highest reward for somebody's effort is not what they get from it, but what they become by it. Because you're a nurse. Yeah. You go through a lot. Tell us something along this line, please.
Well, I would change that, actually, because I always think of people. So I wouldn't say it's the highest reward is what I become from it. What I will say is the highest reward is my impact from it, my impact to the world from it. So as a nurse, I'm not thinking of, I could become a chief executive tomorrow, but so what if I'm a chief executive? Whose life have I influenced? My staff, how are they? My patients, how are they as a trust? The environment I live in, how am I, who have I influenced? Who have I bettered? Our pastor says the best reward is when you look for a need and you meet it. So it's not when you look for a need and you want to meet it because you want to become something, So I think the most important thing for us is because I'm trying to read it. The highest reward is for somebody. The highest reward, I'm trying to.
It's not what you get from it, but what they become by it. Yeah. So it's not what they become by it.
No.
It's the impact.
Yes. From it. Yes. The highest reward is the impact from it. So as a nurse, I'm a practice development nurse now. How am I impacting my staff? And it's true, when I walk into, even when I'm off, staff are calling me because they know I am approachable. Even with personal issues, they're approaching me. If I work, for instance, I work as agency, people would rather come to me than their managers. The impact. Wow. So it doesn't matter the level I get to. What is my impact, my influence on people?
Wow.
Same with my patients as well.
So much we've received here, but one more question, but let's just quickly take this short break. Less than yeah, so everyone, welcome back. Now, who are the real winners out there?
The real winners in my profession or generally?
Generally, and in your profession and what you do.
The real winners are the fighters, the one who fight and succeed. Wow. And who don't give up. The real winners are the ones who don't give up, who keep on fighting. So it could be with their health, they keep on fighting. It could be with your profession, you just keep on fighting. It could be with anything in your family, you keep on fighting. So the real winners are those who keep on fighting. And I'm going to give you an example. I used to be very athletic, so I always use that as an example. There was a marathon race, and everybody cheered the first person, the second person, the third person, and people kept running in and they were cheering them. All these people came in the afternoon. There was one person that a few people were waiting for. He came in the night. Everybody rose and gave him a rousing ovation. That was a true winner. He fought till the end. So the true winners are those that fight till the end. It doesn't matter what. Yes, they fight.
No giving up.
No giving up. No giving in.
You just have to be persistent in what you're doing. Wow. Yes. Problems or solutions, which is my next question. Problems or solutions. Tell us about this.
Okay. Would you want to throw more light on that? When you say
Yeah.
problem solutions, what do you mean?
When people come in with problems or come in with issues or bring things to you that you need to do, are you just going to say, well, this is a problem, or are you going to be the solution for them?
Oh no, I bring solutions, which is
That's
why
it.
I said everybody would come to me. Now, the thing about first of all, you have to change that. When they come with a problem, you have to change it from a problem to a challenge. A problem is something that is that destroys or is detrimental, while a challenge is a hurdle. So
That's
you
it.
first of all change their mindset from the fact that this is something that has come to either destroy them, or you tell them this is another hurdle. Like when you run 110 meters hurdle, this is
Yeah.
another hurdle. Relax. It's going to, and it's interesting when the human mind relaxes, solutions begin to come. I'm a solution bringer. I
Wow.
always bring the solutions, and I always have the solutions. Very interestingly.
That's good. That's good. So instead of somebody coming to say, oh, this is a problem, this is an issue that we can't deal with.
No,
No,
there is a solution.
that's
There is a way
perfect.
around it. Yes.
Any
There is a
last
way.
word for someone out there before we take the questions briefly? Any last word for someone out there?
Well, I would like to say that this is a very beautiful platform. And from all we have said, in summary, what I can say to anybody who is out there is you have a dream, you have a vision, or you have some goal that you have set. Don't give up. And like CV Coach just said, do not give in. Don't keep the right people around you, the right people that will cheer you on, like a runner, the right people that will
That's it.
cheer you up to the finish line, and hold your hands up high when you hold that winning cup. Those are the
Wow.
people you need. The people that are going to ridicule you or tell you cannot do it, you don't need them now. So you put them on the sideline. They can mark the lines while you're running. Give them work to do to mark your
That's it.
lines. I'm talking like an athlete.
Yeah.
But don't put them in the audience box where they'll be cheering you or coaching you or supporting you or giving you advice. Do not put them there. In fact, cut them off. But
That's
whatever you
perfect.
put your mind to do in this year 2021, you will achieve.
Perfect. So select the people that you mix with. Those
Yes.
people who are giving so much problems, issues, talking negative, put them in a different box. Let them get busy. Then you focus on those that's taking you somewhere.
Yes.
Wow. Now, a quick one here. If you know that you want to get in contact with FA, get to know what she does, get involved with a woman of substance, please go to her YouTube channel, click and like the comment, and then try as much as possible to make sure that you ring the notification button so that whenever she comes on, you're there. Now, some quick comments here. Regis Kitchen said, if money is your goal, let me take that off now. He said, if money is your goal, I think you should not be a nurse
No.
because you can't go. Yeah, you shouldn't be a nurse.
Yeah.
Then, CK Media, we've already done this. He said, yeah,
I
go
would
on.
like to add to that. Another thing too is if you make money your goal for anything you're doing, it's going to be challenging. Just love what you do.
Oh my God.
Just love what you
Oh
do,
my
and
God.
money will come later. So don't focus on if you listen to a lot of rich men and women today, they will tell you their main goal was not wealth or money. They just loved what they did. And because you are focusing on what you are doing, you will have more ideas. If you
Wow.
focus on money, you'll be focused on money. You are limited. Focus on what you're doing. Focus on, like I was talking about, like CB Coach now, influencing people's lives, encouraging people to think outside the box by bringing in different professionals and giving you so many ideas about professions. This will develop into money in due time. But once you're focusing on money, you're limited. You're myopic. So you will not get ideas.
Wow. 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 So money should not be the goal.
No, no, it should not be the goal.
Focus
Just
on
enjoy it.
developing people.
Yes.
Huh.
Enjoy what you do.
It's like being in a class. Anyone who, in fact, I'll leave this video on. What I usually do, I'll leave it on for the week. before I will now break it into different segments so that people can listen and apply it to themselves. There's no need just listening and not being able to put it to work.
So
It's good to apply it. Yeah,
so
go
I'll give you an example. So in nursing, I got into the role I'm into because I loved teaching people. I realized that they needed teaching and we didn't have that. And that's how and in fact, people came up to me and said, this role is going, you're going to be very, very good for it. So it wasn't the month. I didn't even look at the package. And I'm enjoying it, developing it. For one course, I'm the only one in the whole trust that provides that training. And we cover Hertfordshire, name it, up to Southeast and so on. I'm the only one delivering that training. But it didn't have to do with money. It's loving what you do. Once you love what you do, the ideas will come and money will come later.
Now, you see, you just said something. You develop a course that you are the only one delivering the course. Now, somebody from Africa will say, how can I be? I came here to meet people. If I get in this, that, different excuses. No. That's why I brought in that question. You even said, no, it's not a problem. It's a challenge or solution. So your color of skin, who you are, well, level of education should not prevent you from becoming who you want to be. You can be anything that you want to be.
Yeah, if you see a challenge before the challenge comes, because most times they're giving excuses. So the excuses are challenges they have set by themselves. So it's as if you are running a 110 meters dash, 100 meters dash. You brought hurdles by yourself and started putting them by yourself. You have not started the race. They have not told you it's 110. They've told you it's 100. Your responsibility is to start at go. And once you are ready, take off. When the challenges come, you will have the solutions because you want to get to the end. The right people, the right resources, the right ideas, everything you need will come and you will get to your goal. The thing is, you want to get to the goal. You will get there. So there's no excuse. I had 3 little children when I was studying nursing and I was alone. But I did it. And like I said, they are graduates today, undergraduates.
No excuse. No excuse for not achieving anything. Now, CK Media said something here. He said, at FAO, you train only women. We've answered that. The solution is bring your wife into the forum so that she can get the knowledge, and then both of you can have team up together as one, and then go for the thing that you need to achieve. You know, Queen Daisy came in and said, greetings, everyone. Jennifer Jackson has been here. She said, very interesting topic. Jennifer Jackson said, wow, this is great. She said it there again. No, then Racist Kitchen spoke about the vision board, which I showed you, you know, and I said, someone who is hanging there has not been hanged. So there is room for someone to move on, you know. And Racist Kitchen says, celebrating every stage in your life. He said, life is a journey. Now, CK Media asked something, he said, if you're back, do you think environment affects someone's vision to materialize?
No.
It doesn't.
No. You know why? Because my pastor said, put me in a desert and I will produce. The most important thing is for you to anticipate that what your vision is must come to fruition. If the vision was given to you for a reason. They say a lot of dreams have gone to the grave. Why? Because they refused to take the steps or there were challenges and they stopped. Whatever your vision is, if you decide that this vision must manifest for all to see, everybody will see it. The environment has nothing to do with it. And I'm a living testimony to that.
That's it. And sometimes your environment can help you grow. If you get an apple seed and put it in the ground, it's going to get rotten. But it needs that rotten environment to develop and become big. But every time the apple seed is seeing the light, that light is what it needs to be. The light needs to come in for it to get photosynthesis, for it to have green leaves and come out. But the light must go in. The light is not good at first, but the apple tree gets rotten and it comes up. Simple. Inside every one of us is greatness.
Yeah. So you put an apple seed. So they tell you if you put an apple seed on gold, it will not grow. But if you put the right soil, the right water, under sun, on top of that gold, it will grow. So the environment does not matter.
At all.
You just need the right things in that environment. And if you desire it, you will get it.
Yeah. And what I mostly, that's it. And what I tell people is surround yourself with the right people.
With the right people.
Surround yourself with the right people. Very important.
Very important.
You know?
I can remember when I was at a particular level in my nursing career, and I was with a few people, and they were saying, "Oh, we can't apply for those jobs. They're not for us because of the color of our skin and so on." And I said, "You don't want it. If you want it, go for it." And interestingly, there are so many of us who have passed those levels, and some are even going further. So the environment has nothing to do with it.
No.
It all depends on you. The limiting factor is you.
Wow. Beautiful. Yeah, Toys and Carissa will say, keep moving towards greatness. Jennifer Jackson says something here. He said, yes, I totally agree with you myself. When you are on your way home, you are unstoppable until you get to where you are going. That's it. When you are on your way home, you are unstoppable until you get to where you're going. Raisy's Kitchen said, true winners don't quit.
Yes.
That's it. True winners don't quit.
No.
Because every time you look at people who are boxing, you think the guy who started boxing and jumping around might be the one who's going to win. It might not be that true winner. He's waiting to throw the punch. And once he throws the punch, he wins. He does not give up.
Yeah.
He stays there and just keep moving. And then Reina Ugoso, Arts and Lifestyle said, decide and never give up. Keep going.
Keep going.
That's it. Decide and never give up. Keep going. Keep pushing. Keep getting there. Now, I want to say a big thank you to you, FA, for taking time out of your busy schedule as a pastor, as a nurse, as a trainer, as a businesswoman, a woman of substance. Thank you so much for you've taken out a busy time. I know we have healing streams right now, Pastor Chris, but thank you so much for the time. So you're going to go back. But just as Reina Ngosu said, decide and never give up. Keep going. I'll be seeing all of you next week. Now, don't forget, next week, I'm bringing an associate professor of medicine, Dr. Nelson Aluya. He is coming to tell us about COVID. He's an attending physician in New York Beth Israel Medical Center in New Jersey. He's a medical doctor, assistant professor of medicine. He's going to talk about COVID. Do we need to take it or not? What we need to know about COVID. Now, if you have any question, because this is more of a professional, a specialist role, please send your questions over and I'll get them ready before he comes in so that we can have a great time. Now, don't forget, 6 p.m. next week, Sunday, I'm going to be here again. FA, one more time, I want to say thank you so much for the time. Raisy's Kitchen said, thank you so much. And now, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. And FA, they will need your YouTube channel. If you can just chat with your YouTube channel right there so that people can connect with you while you're here. I want to say thank you so much, CK Media. Thank you very much, Jennifer Jackson TV. Thank you so much, Reina Unso Arts and Lifestyle. Thank you very much for coming in. Queen Daisy TV, we love you. Raisy's Kitchen, thank you so much. Toys and Carissa's Words, thank you. Now let's get it. Okay. I'm just waiting for it to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, CB Coach, for
Thank you so much for coming. You're welcome. We'll be having you once again. Let's see how we can bring you in to talk about the women's program, just focusing on that in the nearest future. Thank you so much. And I'm still waiting for your
I'm trying to
if you send it to me, I'll just put it there. You can spell it out and I'll put it right here.
Empower. So one of the pictures, one of the slides.
Okay. So, okay, it should be FA empowers. Okay, so if you want to get in contact with her, that's her. YouTube channel there. I want to say thank you to everyone who has come in. We had so many audience today. People are watching us from different parts of the world, watching us on Facebook, watching us on YouTube. I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. God bless you. And I'll see you again next week, 6 p.m. Bye for now.